Hummus. Who doesn't like hummus? It doesn't matter if you're a vegetarian or a carnivore. Everybody likes hummus, especially one that's really garlicky and lemony. But before that, I want to welcome you to my humble off-grid homestead in the forest on this glorious day. Even though it's the 22nd or whatever of November and it's supposed to be cold and gray, and even it was forecasted to be gray today, there's a bit of sun. I don't know if you can see it on my face. That was not forecasted. And you know how they get the forecast wrong 9 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10. But when they get it wrong in a good way, in a good sense, wow, that's glorious. That sun is glorious. We haven't had sun for 5 days or so, and even though we have the largest battery bank in the neighborhood, it's getting low. We're dependent on the sun. It just makes your day just all sunny and yellow. I wore yellow because I wear these bright colors on gray days although I can't really see it, to brighten someone else's day. It's a good practice. You can steal that from me if you like. But anyway, and it's a good 10 degrees Celsius, milder today than it should be at this time of year, for this time of year. So it's funny. I shot this video a while back, but because I'm doing this on my own, so one man band. You could only see me from my nose up or down. I can't remember. And then I'm watching it before I compress it and all that, and I noticed, and geez, I gotta shoot this all over again. But the part where I blend it, we'll come to that, was fine. So I kept that part of the video, and I have to do this part again, and that's fine. So I'm just gonna bring the camera around here so you can get a better angle of what I'm doing. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm hoping that you're having a sunny day, literally and figuratively, where you live today. Not always, because then you won't appreciate it. And so they say, I'm always grateful for whatever I have. But anyway, so look. That goes lemon, goes with lemon. Our favorite brand of chickpeas. Chickpeas are my favorite. I'm not a fan of beans, but chickpeas I love. And there's a video on this. This is not a sponsored video. I would say none of my videos are sponsored. I pay full price for these, and this is organic and non-genetically modified. Where are you? Organic and non-genetically modified. If you can get it, if you can afford it, do it. And I peel the labels off before they go into the recycle bin, because these, like your Christmas present wraps or any present wraps, they're not recyclable as far as I know. I have a video on this too. It's my go-to can opener that is not like a conventional can opener, in that it doesn't leave you sharp edge cap or can. And because it reverses the canning process, canning seal, because it's instead of when they make the cans, they roll the lids, and this is just basically unrolls it. Let me just go drain this liquid. Don't drain all of it, just save some. So, I use a stainless steel. Well, we're done with that. I use a stainless steel bowl, but if you want to be fancy and use a pretty bowl, you can. I mean, I do have them. If there are guests around, I use them. But for the purposes of being practical, I just use a stainless steel. And in every can, there always at least one chickpea that didn't get peeled, which I love. I love anything that's not normal, not different, unusual, that stands out. Sort of like me, I guess. So in there, a pinch of salt. Sea salt, there's a video on that too. Put that aside. Tahini, which is basically in this case 100% pure sesame seed paste. If you have access to organic, then that would be nice too. I would say always better. A spoon of it. This is getting close to the end of it, so it's not as, it doesn't have as much oil or as paste as spreadable, but that's okay, because I would add a lot of oil to that. And here, this is our favorite oil, also organic. You've seen it probably. I'm not, again, none of these, I'm not advertising for these for anyone. It's just, well, I mean, I guess I'm advertising if I'm using their product, but my point is that it's not a sponsored ad. When you come to, this one's almost finished. When you feel like that your bottle is light, it's just a tip. Then, I mean, I know a lot of you already know this. Just lay it on its side, no longer on its bottom to stand up. And so then all the oil, whatever that sauce, or whatever the bottle happens to be, and pools down to its side. And then when you go the next time you go to use it, you don't have to stand there for half an hour shaking it and shaking it. And eventually, even when you do that, you can also then even tip it over to its tip, standing up on its tip, so that you can get every drop out. I'm not trying to be cheap. This is just zero waste. Why waste this beautiful, gorgeous organic oil? I'm just gonna go. I forgot to bring cumin. I'm just going to go get my ground cumin, and then I'll put some of this stuff back on my way over because I don't want to go empty-handed. I'll leave this with you to look at while I'm going. That and that. I don't know, 2, 3 little shakes. Now, if you like, well, I don't have it here now. It's gone over to the other table. Well, let me go get it for you just a minute. If you like pepper, try to get organic, like I said, with everything if you can, but try to get it whole pepper corns. It's so much more flavorful. Just like a couple of shakes. I don't like anything spicy, just a little bit for flavoring. And then I like to put a lot of lemon. You know, what's a lot of lemon? Well, I don't know how much you're making for one, and I don't know how lemony you and your family likes your dishes. I love lemon, so I tend to put a lot more than most people. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze every drop. And then I'm gonna go. I forgot to bring a knife. I'm gonna go get a knife and put another half of this at least. Our own organic. You know, I say our own because we grow our own garlic. You know, again, I don't know how much your family is able to stand, but I would say the more the better, raw. Alright, I'll be back. Now, I went over there, I forgot to bring the knife. Can you believe it? Now folks, if you like the color of hummus as it is. I'm not crazy about it, but I don't hate it. Fine, but you might want to put, if you like, this is our organic turmeric. There's a video on that too. Or if I don't know if you've heard of paprika. There's a Hungarian paprika, comes in, it's a sort of an reddish orangey sumac-y color. You can put sumac, you can put paprika, spicy or sweet. I can't handle spicy, so I don't ever do spicy. But if it gives it a bit of a color, and or you can use it on top as a sort of a garnish when you're done with it, to sprinkle some on top. And I remember my first exposure, first time I ever had or saw hummus was at an Egyptian friend took me to another Egyptian, his friend that was also Egyptian, and he had this hummus made in a bowl, but he had it completely covered, the bowl completely covered with olive oil. So it was like a quarter of an inch of olive oil sitting on top, and it was so much that the hummus had already absorbed as much as it could, and it had just passed its point of saturation, so the rest wasn't even going into it. It was just sitting on top. Now, this was in the late 80s, so I was panicking and thinking, what is that oil? So much oil. That's before I knew that. By the way, you can never have too much of olive oil because you're supposed to actually eat it raw. I mean, unheated, untreated, cold pressed and all that. So you can't have enough. You can even get like your bread and dip it into it and just eat it. So don't panic. This is not, those saturated oils or whatever that they try to scare you off to not consuming. Let's see. Smells right, but I probably should add a bit more lemon. The sun keeps coming and going, so the lighting's getting messed up. So anyway, now I'm going to let this sit for 2-3 hours to marinate, all the juices to get married, and that lemon lemon and olive oil kind of break down, start to digest it a little bit. It'll just be easier for digestion, but you don't have to wait. And then I use a hand blender to blend it. And then after it's blended, you can taste it again to see if you want more salt or lemon juice or pepper or whatever. Some people fry onions, like red onions, slowly to caramelize it, and or with garlic, and they top it on the top of it, or make a little swirl, or just leave it in the middle of it on like a little heap, just for decoration, just for it tastes good too. But if you have people that you want to impress, I'm not trying to impress you or anyone here. You don't have to subscribe. There's no ads here. So I'm just showing you how you do or use or whatever here in my home, at my kitchen, at my home. I gotta learn to speak gooder English. Okay, that's all for now. Bye. So folks, this is the blended finished product, the hummus. If it looks a bit chunkier than what you see in the stores, because I prefer it like that. If I could eat peanut butter, it would probably be chunky. I wasn't allergic to it. So now remember, if you do add a turmeric to it, it would be a different color. But also account for the fact that because it's a powder, it would be drier. So then either you would have to add, if you want this consistency, then you would have to either add more oil, more of the liquid from the can, from your chickpeas, or lemon juice. All good if you want this consistency. If you want it thicker, then obviously you reduce the amount of those aforementioned ingredients. How I eat it. So I get my garlic naan. You can toast it sort of on a like a panini. I'm looking for it. I think I missed one chickpea, and I'm looking for it because my daughter doesn't like it. Doesn't like to see it in there. Not that she doesn't like chickpeas, but she wants it uniformed. I think a bit more. A bit more. You can eat this as a dip with your vegetables, like carrot sticks, celery, obviously, cucumbers, broccoli, cauliflower, whatever. Oh, a bit of sun coming out. Charge our batteries. Nice and lemony. And all I do is lay my celery in there. So good. I know, difficult to eat, but maybe don't serve it when you have guests over. I don't know. And I'm a messy eater anyway. So yeah, so very easy to make, very simple, very quick to make, and it will probably cost you the same as what you buy, those little containers that you buy from the store. But this will probably give you more, serve more people. And as for the cost, I don't know how much things cost where you live. Maybe you can tell me. I mean, I know that this doesn't, although this is organic and what you buy at the store, it probably isn't, unless you go to the special stores, which we don't have in our neck of the woods. So I would say it's comparable in price. And you know what you put into it, you eat it quickly, and there will be no leftovers. So good. I'm just gonna bite of raw garlic. Spicy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you make it. If you have any ingredients that you like to put into it, let me know. I mean, I'm not very adventurous, but I wouldn't mind trying something new. In particular, if I can turn this color a bit different, a bit darker maybe, I wouldn't mind that. Oh, that garlic was spicy. Okay, until next time. Bye.